Hello everyone, we are group 5. My name is Donald.
My name is Michelle.
And we will be presenting on Chapter 5, Writing Business Messages. The learning objectives are to identify the 4 aspects of being sensitive to the audience needs when writing business messages. Explain how establishing your credibility and projecting your company's image are vital aspects of building strong relationships with your audience. Explain how to achieve a tone that is conversational but businesslike. Explain the value of using plain language and define active and passive voice. Moving on, describe how to select words that are both correct and effective. Define the 4 types of sentences and explain how sentence style affects emphasis within a message. Define the 3 key elements of a paragraph and list 5 ways to develop unified, coherent paragraphs. Identify the most common software features that help you craft messages more effectively.
Learning Objective 1. Adapt your audience. To improve your audience sensitive by adapting your audience, use the you attitude, maintaining good etiquette through polite communication. Emphasize the positive whenever possible. Use bias-free language. Before you writing or speak to your audience, put yourself in the position and consider the attitude of others, cultures, and the policies of your organization. Your audience will concerned about your message. How is the message benefits for them? Does the presenter consider my wishes, interests, and preference? Be aware that on some occasions, it's better to avoid using you, particularly if do so will sound over authoritative or accusing. The left message of the example make you sound dictatorial, make someone else feel unnecessarily guilty, is inappropriate for the culture, goes against your organization's style. Writing communication generally require more tact than oral communication. Good etiquette not only indicates respect your audience, you also should consider more your readers' emotion and culture. Be sensitive, communicate the native news. You look for positive way to deliver the message. Never try to hide the native news. The 2 examples show that how to convert the negative news to positive point. Bias-free language, avoid words and phrases that unfairly and unethical. Biased language can perpetuate stereotype and prejudice. Gender bias. Avoid sexual language by using the same label of everyone regarding for gender, such as mermaid, salesman, This is unacceptable. Should it be manufactured, human-made? Racial and ethical bias, stereotype, not a surprise. Susan Wu exists in mathematics. This is unacceptable. Should it be Susan Wu exists in mathematics? Age bias refer to age that words can carry a variety of positive and negative connotation. Disability bias puts the disability before the person is unacceptable, such as disability workers face many barriers on the job. Should it be workers with physical disabilities face many barriers on the job? Building strong relationship. A measure for your credibility based on how reliable you are and how much trust evoke in others. To building, maintain, or repair your credibility, emphasize such factors: honest, objective, awareness of audience needs, credential, knowledge, and expertise, endorsement, performance, sincerity. Projecting your company's image. Be a speak person, follow guidelines, observe college. Community style involved the choice you made to express yourself. The words you select, the manner with use these words in sentence. This style creates a certain tone in your message. The right tone depends on the nature of your message and your relationship with the reader. The tone of your business message can range from informal to conversational to formal. It depends on who you're talking to and the relationship with. Example, when you are communicating with your boss, your tone may tend to be more formal and respectful. Conversational tone used in most business communication language that sound business-like without being formal one extreme. Guideline of conversational tone. Understand the difference between texting and writing. Avoiding stale and pompous language. Avoid preach and bragging. Beware careful with intimacy. Be careful with humor. Use plain language. Allow your audience to essentially grasp your meaning. That can be readable, understandable, and the first time your audience read it. Use the active voice. Hope make your writing more direct, livelier, and easier to read. Use positive voice to soften bad news. Put yourself in the background or to create an impersonal tone. It also helps you demonstrate that your audience in this situation. Choose active or passive voice. Dull and indirect in passive voice. Lively and direct in active voice. Accusatory or self-congratulatory in active voice. More diplomatic in passive voice.
Next, we will discuss the 4 types of sentences that are usually used in writing business messages that make your paragraphs more coherent and easier to understand for your audience. For the first type of sentence, we have the simple sentence. The simple sentence contains only one main clause and is the shortest of all 4 types of sentences. Next, we have the compound sentence. The compound sentence contains 2 main clauses and is usually used to join 2 ideas into one sentence. Third, we have the complex sentence. The complex sentence contains dependent and independent clauses, where the dependent clause is usually used to support the idea in the independent clause. Last, we have the compound complex sentence. The compound complex sentence contains 2 main clauses where one is subordinate, and the compound complex sentence is usually longer than the complex sentence. Next, we will go on to 4 examples of different kinds of sentences. For the first, it is an example of a simple sentence. We have experienced technical difficulties. There is only one main clause. Next, we have the compound sentence, where it joins 2 ideas together. We are rebooting the system immediately, but the process may take some time. Rebooting the system and the process taking some time are 2 main clauses. In the third example, we have the complex sentence. Although the system was rebooted successfully, a hardware defect may have been the cause for the issue. Although the system was rebooted successfully is a dependent clause, and a hardware defect may have been the cause for this issue is an independent clause. For the last, we have the compound complex sentence, where everything returned back to normal after several tries is the first main clause. And so, although the processor may seem to need a replacement, is the subordinate or dependent clause. And the last part, we may need to patiently wait and cope with what we have until the new one arrives, is the second main clause in the sentence. Emphasizing ideas effectively in a sentence. 4 common tips when you're trying to emphasize ideas in a sentence. You concentrate more words supporting or describing that idea. Or we can position the ideas at the beginning and the end, where they add importance and gather attention. We can also use it as a subject of the sentence, because the subject is the main idea of the sentence. And last, we can place a dependent clause at the beginning, middle, or the end of the sentence to support your main idea. Next, we look at the elements of a paragraph. First, we have the topic sentence, a sentence that states your main idea and setting the main direction of your paragraph. Then we have the support sentences, sentences that add detail to your paragraph and support your main idea. Transitions, sentences that give a smooth link between 2 indirectly related sentences in a paragraph that allows the reader to understand more clearly between 2 different ideas in your paragraph. Next, we also have informative subheadings. Informative subheadings give notice to the reader, as you may notice in many examples in your textbook, different ideas about the same topic that is separate in separate paragraphs. For example, if the main heading is Solutions to Ending Company Growth Decline, there may be subheadings with different parts of the paragraph, all related to solutions to ending the company growth decline, which may be controlling expenses, stimulating the market, or others. Effective usage of transitions. First, we have the cause and effect as an example. Therefore, thus, because, accordingly, and consequently are examples of cause and effect transitions. For the contrast, we have nevertheless, on the other hand, however, whereas, yet, conversely, but. For comparison, we also have likewise, in comparison, here again, still, and similarly. For additional detail, we can use in addition, first, second, third, besides, furthermore, finally, and moreover. After composing your business message, we can use the built-in software features, for example in Microsoft Word, to help further enhance your paragraph that will either make it more coherent, correct any remaining errors, or make it easier for the reader to get your main idea. For example, spell check removes any spelling errors other than authentic words from your message. We have automatic bulleting. For example, if you need to list more points in your message, you can add the bulleting feature to emphasize the main points that you will include in your paragraph. We also have the paragraph alignment adjuster. Sometimes using the tab may not be the only solution that you have to use or you could use to align your paragraph. We also have the print previewer, where it allows you to see how your paragraph looks before it prints, how your business message looks before it prints out. We also have the edit and proofread marker feature that allows your peers to mark out any errors that they find in your paragraph, which is a double insurance after the spell check. We also have the font selector. Sometimes you may need to use different kinds of fonts to highlight or emphasize important points, or simply get your reader's attention to that part. Last, we have the headnote and footnote inserter, where you can put any notes that you want the reader or yourself to be able to see. And it also protects your own work, because you can put your own name and credentials, and no one else can steal your work. In my part, we discussed about the 4 types of sentences: emphasizing ideas effectively, elements to creating a coherent paragraph, commonly used effective transitions, and tools in office softwares that. And that concludes our presentation for Chapter 5, Writing Business Messages. My name is Donald.
My name is Michelle. Thank you for your